Welcome back. As summer comes to an end and that fall chill starts to enter the air, it's time to prep your garden for the next growing season. In this week's In the Garden, Charlie and Sharon show us the fall garden chores you should check off your to-do list before it gets too cold.
Well, Charlie, this part of your garden isn't looking quite as pretty as it was a couple weeks ago.
No, but this is not about beauty here.
Okay.
This is about your late summer, early fall, what to do in the garden chore list.
Okay.
So
cut this stuff down?
No, we're not going to do that. These are echinacea. You have salvia here. There's some rudbeckia too. But the birds have been feasting on these plants and lots of other seeded plants, sunflowers and some of the annual flowers as well. You want to leave them here, not just for a couple weeks, but for months. In fact, the best thing to do, not just for the birds, but for pollinators, is to leave them until the spring.
Okay.
So they might look messy, they may not look that great in there, but they're great for the ecosystem, for the pollinators, for the beneficial insects, because they're going to hide in the stems, hide in the debris, and they'll stay there all winter, and then in the spring they'll get released and help you in the garden next summer.
So do you leave everything standing or just some things?
Pretty much everything, unless it's really diseased or really looks bad. But
then you want to clean that up.
Then you want to clean that up a little bit. So that's one of the chores you can do. It's not a chore, because you just leave it. That's easy. If you have some vegetables still going, some of the squashes, some people may still have squashes and pumpkins, vining vegetables, winter squashes, it's good to now cut the ends of those, cut the growth points of those, because you'll see that there's some squashes that are there that haven't really matured yet. And to get them to mature faster, you want to cut them because frost is coming.
Right.
And also you're not really caring about if you cut off some flowers or some really little squash, because they're not going to have time to mature. And also with Brussels sprouts, if you're having a hard time finding your sprouts, they're not really forming on the stem, cut the head off. Just cut the top right off.
And then it puts all the energy into doing that.
Exactly. So you want to do that as well. You can do that with roses too. Roses look beautiful this time of year, and they're flowering really nicely. So keep deadheading those, and then maybe in a few weeks or so, let some of the rose hips form, because that'll help the plant get ready for the colder temperatures that are coming. And then for some of the vegetables that are really healthy, but they're all gone by, like your beans, for example, you can do the classic chop and drop.
That's fun.
It is fun. You get a head shimmer, chop it right down to the ground, leave it there because it's all healthy foliage. It makes a great mulch for that soil, and again, another place where the beneficial insects can hang out, and you don't have to pull things out of the ground because you don't want to do that anyway. It disturbs the soil when you don't really have to.
The only time you don't want to do that is if you have disease on those plants, right? Okay.
If you have like tomatoes, heavily diseased, or squashes, then you want to cut those off at the ground level, remove them from the area, and put some mulch or something on the garden bed, because you always want to have the beds covered with something through the winter.
Okay.
So that's your quick list.
All right.